So hello everyone, this is Ben Williams out here live in the field, and what I'm doing is we are 5 days after planting here at the farm on my personal piece of property. We got a bunch of food plots. We're going to release these in certain cyclitics for probably the next couple days. We're going to talk about each one of them specifically, and then we're going to go a couple weeks, and then we're going to re-reference them and talk about each individual plot because they all have different applications, different results, different needs, everything like that. But we planted all of them on the same exact day with roughly the same mix. Some of them have specifically the Old Tin Cup mix that I marketed this year, and then I ran out of radish, so I actually had to modify my blend a little bit. Kept the same bases in there: purple top turnip, the forage brassica varieties that are in there, the jackpot and the Vivint turnips, and the crimson clover obviously, and then I just kind of upped the rate a little bit accordingly to my mix to get that. But what we have here is, and this is really cool for people that are going to be checking this out, is like I said, we're 5 days since planting, and we're going to talk about this plot specifically. This is what we call Greg's food plot. Just happens with historical uses of the farm. This is Greg's, so that's why we call it Greg's food plot. So with Greg's, we had a little bit different situations and scenarios. Look at my beautiful chestnuts. They're loaded this year up into a sea of hogweed and all that fun stuff. But so what I'm standing in right here is, you can see this has got a pretty good burn down. We did have a little bit of smartweed in this and mare's tail, which don't get that big bite from our glyphosate-based herbicide with this. So we're going to watch this and monitor it accordingly. And then the center strip here, which looks very green, very thatchy, this was all wheat. This was not sprayed in this section. Both the east and west side of this plot were sprayed. And then this one, we just wanted to mow it down tight. You can see there's still some shades of green in here from the weeds that came back through, but we haven't seeded this or planted this to wheat. And this will be the second straight year now. So this was all wheat all by itself for the last couple of years, reseeding itself and reproducing for itself. And again, we had more wheat coming again this year, which I'm sure we'll have some more wheat volunteer up in this. So this will be kind of a cool strip to talk about here in the center of Greg's food plot. And then up on this high side over here, we have our, and as I'm walking around, we're going to get the topic number 2 with this field, which is really cool. And up here you can see we got a good burn down up here. A little bit of grass is popping back that was thatchy. You can see actually some residual purple top turnip bulbs from last year. I actually found St. Patrick's shed right here this last winter, and then found the match up there. Actually Jake did on that side hill, which is super cool. So this section here you can see in the bottom, this was wheat, where it's really chaffy, really got a lot of organic matter to it. This was all seeded, same time, same everything, and this has had no brassica in it in, like I said, the last 2 years. So the center section anyway, it was brassicas up on top, brassicas up on top, and now we'll rotate out brassicas in the middle, and then we're going to go perennial on either side, yada yada yada, rotation of crops. So this was just broadcasted into, this stuff was waist high or better when me and Nate were spreading seed through it the other day. And what I do is, just like everybody sees me do, that random hat throw. And this is going to have a lot of green in it. We know that because it wasn't sprayed, obviously. But what I want to do is get down in this a little bit and look and see. Look at this. Probably about a fist size area. Oh, look at that. Got some clover coming up in it naturally on its own. Look, we got this wheat popping, germinating on its own. But this right here, those are brassica seeds that we spread into this standing. So this is obviously germinated underneath the thatch, right on the random hat throw, so I'm assuming good spacing. We'll know better in a couple weeks when this green's up. Looks like we got some mouse ear chickweed in this for a good base. Not desirable, not really good forage, but it'll be what it'll be. Like I said, it was a lot of smartweed and horseweed, which is, this is Pennsylvania smartweed. This is one that glyphosate doesn't really touch. See, it was just flowering. This is a good time to cut it. And we have some mare's tail out here, so now I'll take the hat, do the same thing out on our area that's sprayed. And this looks way better, guys, and this is why I recommend our spraying before we do it. We actually had some volunteer stuff come up, so this is going to be a really cool showing for you guys. We had some stuff volunteer that was obviously popped underneath this layer, and then Dad mowed this all the way down to get good good residual to it. So these are all, you see this got the little speckling on it? I assume this got sprayed. And then these are our fresh sprouted brassicas. Right here, here, and here. These ones got sprayed, so I'm assuming these will die off. These are going to be our volunteer ones from the year prior. You can see they're a little bit ahead, but that's this year's brassica right there. Hopefully you can see it. Right here, right here, right here. Maybe a little tight on the spacing, at least right here where the hat throw was. But then these guys, these ones are going to die. These got spray on them from that day, so they will probably die back. So you can see the clover got stung. That's dying back too. Everything else out here got sprayed again. You can see these ones are obviously further along, sprayed out, dead. But then you have all these nice new ones coming up. Look at them. Very nice. Nice spacing, nice germination all across the board with this. We got a couple of different things. We seeded into a winter wheat that was allowing itself to rejuvenate on its own. We seeded into a sprayed and then sprayed on planting right here and on the east side of this plot. So I'm looking forward to how this turns out going forward. Again, this will be Greg's. I'm making my own separate section for this. This is what's really cool. Look how much bigger these ones are that are in the thatch. Look, a little bit of wheat coming up, germinated out from the edge of the thatch. It's cool. If you peel this back, I assume we will find, there they are. Now that's the beauty of this no-till. We did, I forget how many acres here at the farm. It was probably close to 8 acres total this year with fall annual plots. We do have a couple more going into cereal grains mixed with soybeans for green forage and some buckwheat going in for a little bit of changing up in these plots. But this is what I'm out doing tonight, checking on these food plots. This is Greg's, looking good. I'm really happy with it. Probably gonna back out of here and go up and check another one. I don't want to really ride across this if I can help it with those brand new seeds. So this is a cool one. Got an apple tree on the far side. It's got a lot of mast on it this year. These chestnuts up along the top. And this is one that you can't even see a stand from this plot. We don't hunt right on this plot directly. We hunt it from a distance with firearms usually, which is the way it just sets up from access and everything like that, with the way this got knocked in. So really like this spot. Yeah, really enjoy this spot a lot. But I'm gonna get going to the next plot, so tune in tomorrow for the next plot. We're gonna go up to the West Side Power Line plot next, Ridgetop Power Line, whatever the heck you want to call it, and we'll see how it's making out up there. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any questions, drop them down below, or feel free to shoot them over to me. Be happy to help you with any questions you might have. And thanks for checking this out, guys. I'll catch y'all next time here in the field. Take care.